Hey guys, what's up? Spectre here, and welcome back to my Skyrim mod build series, where I'll be creating distinct character roles such as a blood mage, a paladin, or as in today's case a ranger, and showing you which mods and loadouts would accompany that playthrough the best. Let's get started. Just like in my Paladin build video, all mods mentioned throughout this video will be listed below in organized categories, including my character creation instructions and more, so if you have any questions or would like to completely duplicate my setup, check the description. When putting together this loadout and character, I envisioned her as a Redguard woman, one who came to Skyrim to aid a friend. Her childhood best friend had fled Hammerfell, fearing for her life, and when whisperings began about her possibly being found by the Alik'r, she knew she had to find her friend first and save her life. She spends her days keeping watch over her friend, always in the shadows, keeping a watchful eye out for her pursuers. Let's start with this character's creation. In order to access the race menu at will, I use an old favorite called Race Menu Anytime. I went with a Redguard, of course, the 7th preset. For her skin tone, I went with a 4, meaning I moved over to the right 4 times. Keep that system in mind if you want to copy this character perfectly, as that's how it's written in the description. I imagined her as being slender and light on her feet, so I chose a 4 for her weight as well. I wanted to make her unique, so I decided to give her one injured eye, as well as the war paint to frame it nicely, so I went with the second option. I kept this vibrant yellow. I use a mod called Skyrim Vanity Kit for more color options. Heterochromia Complete is another mod that I always use in my load order to give me over 100 eye options, and I scroll to the right about 1/6 of the way to get this injured eye and a yellow amber color for the other eye. I moved on to some of her makeup after that, making her eyeliner black and removing that eye tint from the preset. I tweaked her brow, moving to the second option, and for the mouth shape I went with a 2. I also went with a 2 for the lip color. Moving over to her hair, I went with a dreadhawk. I also have Skyrim hair colors PS4 edition in my load order, which gives me even more hair colors. To match this tone, scroll until your cursor is almost between the L and the O in color. And that completes our ranger's look. Let's move on to her loadout. For her armor, I wanted a unique but also lore-friendly and high-quality look, so I skipped simple recolors and went with this Whiterun Guard's armor, which you can craft by downloading the Craftable Holds armor mod. Using pocket cases / weapons on back, which I've directly linked below since some have had trouble finding it in the past, you can craft purely cosmetic weapons to make your character look more heavily armed at all times. A lovely set of armor called the Ranger set can be crafted by downloading Paladin, Ranger, and Mercenary armor. And I went with the yellow Ranger mantle, although you can choose from other colors to mix and match with different hold armors, as well as Ranger bracers and Ranger boots. For her bow, I downloaded a mod simply called Black Zephyr. It allows you to craft a bow that can be drawn 30% faster, which I found to be a nice little perk. I would, however, suggest really getting into this style of play, turning the opacity of the HUD all the way down, and learning to use whichever bow you prefer, and actually learning to aim with it rather than using the crosshairs. It's really rewarding once you start hitting some crazy shots. I imagined her finding new weapons in order to keep her friends safe, and using Phenderix Arcane Archery, you can find some truly incredible magically charged arrows in Farengar's office. They come in a wide variety and can be crafted at the forge and found in shops, and they should definitely be in any ranger's toolkit. For her player home, I went with a mod called Alik'r Followers and Camp. It sets up a camp complete with some subtly detailed clutter and some Redguard companions. As an outsider to Skyrim, I thought this humble setup would be great, and with its somewhat hidden location in the woods, it would fit with this character's backstory perfectly. And here are just a few other mods that I'd suggest to make your ranger playthrough a bit better. Stay Arrows Stay. It's another old favorite that basically makes it so that more arrows appear on enemies and in surfaces when shot, and makes them stay for a longer period of time. Archery for PS4 modifies the way arrows work in Skyrim, giving them faster speed and more realistic drop-off, creating more of a bell curve in their travel. And last but definitely not least is Path Stalkers. A general theme among ranger characters is having a beast companion. Path Stalkers introduces a beast companion system to the game, a ranger's lodge, marriageable NPCs, and more. I'm even considering doing a complete spotlight video on it. So definitely check it out if you want to roll a ranger. And there you have it, a customization, armor, and weapon mod loadout for a Ranger playthrough. Remember, I tried to put as much information as possible in that description, so if you have any questions, make sure to check there or ask below. And make sure to sub for more Skyrim mod content, as well as coverage for games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.